For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use some tools to get rid of things from your images. We will be using the patch, the clone stamp, and the healing brush. Depending on your image, you can decide which one will work best for you. One of the first things I'm going to do is duplicate this layer so that I can protect the original layer in any way, shape, or form so that I can go back. I'm going to start with the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool is really nice. Sometimes you'll have a timestamp or a blemish on a face. You can actually remove it. So it works a lot better than Proactive or Clean and Clear. What I'll need you to do with the clone stamp is it selects an area and clones it. So if you look, when you choose it, it kind of looks like a little stamping tool. And you'll notice that there's a circle that appears on your screen, much like a brush that we've been using. So again, brackets will make them larger or smaller. What you need to do is you need to pick up a source. So by doing that, you hold your Alt key down, and you'll notice that you get a little bullseye. What that bullseye does is it will pick up the colors, the values, the textures in that area and clone it over. So when you hold the Alt key down, you get the clone stamp. And then what I would need to do is click once with my mouse, okay, and then let go of Alt, and then just paint right over just by a series of clicks. Now it is going to clone from that area and move it over, so you have to go back and click with your Alt to pick up the area that you want to cover the blemishes or the markings with. And you need to keep picking it up, because if you pick it up from one area and then keep painting it over, it is going to clone and it's going to look a little weird. So you want to make sure you're very, very precise and careful with what you're choosing. Okay, so that's the clone stamp. The other tool you can use would be your healing brush, your spot healing brush. And again, this depends on what you want to use this for and how it may work for you. Looks like a little band-aid. Again, with the brushes, so I'm going to make it a little smaller with my bracket key. You can paint over an area that you want to eliminate, and what it will do is it will try to do its best to get rid of what it thinks you want to get rid of. So it's kind of a tool that tries to think for you, which doesn't really work very well. So I'm just going to click and drag with my mouse and paint over this crack area. Okay, and in this case it worked decently well, but if you start to paint a lot of areas or too big of an area, you might see a little bit of a blur happening. It's very slight. I can kind of notice it in some areas, but you might notice a slight blur that's happening because it tries to figure it out for you. Let's see if if you notice, this is very, very blurry. So I picked up too much at a time. I would not do that. The next tool that we'll use is the patch tool. That's under the healing brush or the spot healing brush. So what I do is I click on the patch tool. It looks like an actual patch that you would put on your jeans. Yes, in my day, when you had a rip on your jeans, you used a patch, so you may not know what it looks like. But anyhow, we've got this patch. What you would do is you would select an area. It kind of works like the lasso tool, if you remember. So I'm going to select, I'm just going to click and drag around this kind of large area of crack, and it creates a selection, marching ants. But I'm going to move those marching ants, I'm going to move that selection over to where there are no cracks. Okay, and you can select another area or hit Control-D to deselect on your keypad, and that is one way to kind of select an area and move it over so that it will create what you do want. So again, that was choosing the source here of wherever I place that. So again, I would just kind of select an area and drag it over to a clean area, and it will try to kind of feather the edges a little bit and fix it for you. All right, we're all set and we're done.